the answer, you'll find that you don't get to ask another question. The question was, am I saying that with Christianity comes peace? No, I'm not. I'm saying with Christ comes peace. But then the question was, what about the Crusades? So let me answer that directly.
Answer it.
The Crusades were launched after 7 centuries of constant Islamic aggression. Before the very first crusade was launched in 1095, Muslims had invaded the following Christian lands. They had invaded Christian Syria, Christian Jordan, Christian Palestine, Christian Egypt, Christian Algeria, Christian Libya, Christian Morocco, Christian Portugal, Christian Spain, Christian France, Christian Sicily, Christian Turkey, Christian Armenia, Christian Italy, all before the First Crusade.
The underlying issue here is that the central government, the BJP party led by Prime Minister Modi, has not reacted. He's been forced to make one comment, but even that was setting a context for why the violence was happening that ignored the violence against Christians.
In Manipur's capital,
the teachings of the true God and his true messengers. In Luke 20:34-36, our Lord, if we believe he's God who created heaven and earth, he knows what heaven is like. He knows what the age to come will be like. He says, the sons of the resurrection, those who will be counted worthy of the resurrection, will be like angels in that they will neither marry nor be given in marriage, because they're the sons of the resurrection. They are immortal, never die. So Jesus said, there is no sex in heaven because you don't need to procreate because you are sons of the resurrection, meaning now you're raised immortal. So you don't need to procreate and preserve the human race anymore. Like angels in heaven don't have sex, you won't have sex. And yet here comes Muhammad claiming he follows the same God that sent Jesus. And he says, not only do you have sex, you'll have sex with unlimited number of whores. And again, as I said in previous sessions,
Yeah,
God, you take my word for it. The word whore comes from the word hur.
India's northeastern state of Manipur is making headlines.
Manipur means land of jewels.
Outside the capital, armed guards protect a Kuki village. They're volunteers who are on the lookout for Meitei attackers.
But the state, affectionately known as the Switzerland of India for its natural beauty and remoteness, looks more like a war zone today.
Some argue the Northeast Indian state is in a state of civil war, with news of burnings and beheadings.
Religious and ethnic clashes between the Hindu-majority Meitei community and the tribal Christian Kuki minority over land and influence in the state has left at least 180 people dead and over 500 injured.
300 churches have been destroyed. And just imagine that if 1, 2, 5, 10 were destroyed. But we're talking about 300 churches destroyed.
To Jesus. Pray for her. I can't mention her name. God knows her. Just pray. So there are many, when they hear how filthy Muhammad is, they get disgusted. So I showed her. I gave her example. I showed her the hadith where it says Aisha was playing with dolls and on swings when Muhammad took her to his house and she was 9 and she read it in Arabic. Sahih Muslim, Sunan Abu Dawud, Sahih Bukhari. You guys can go to sunnah.com, sunnah.com, and just put Aisha dolls. It's all there. All of it there. Free of charge, Muslims, in Arabic and English, and she was reading Arabic. And she saw Sahih. I go, does this bother you that Muhammad at 54 took Aisha, who was 9, playing with dolls and on swings, and then he takes her to his bed and has sex with her? She goes, it bothers me, okay? It bothers me. I go, then.
Creating roadblocks like this one to check cars for Christians. In May, a Hindu mob paraded naked 2 Christian women. One had been reportedly gang raped. Several videos on social media showed mobs also burning down churches.
56 and 55 or 74, I'm giving you the ayat. 55, 56, 55, 74 says that these maidens have not been deflowered. Their hymens have not been broken open because they're waiting for their husbands from the men and jinn to break open their hymen, to deflower them. But when they get deflowered, it won't be painful, and they'll go back to being virgins. So you can deflower them with eternal erections forever and ever, and that's in the Hadith. And in chapter 78, verse 33, we're told these women have firm breasts. Their breasts are firm and huge. They don't sag. They're huge tits. That's 78:33 of the Quran.
Person who has insight, calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of man. That number is 666. However, many don't realize that this is English. That means this is a translation for us to understand from the actual text. Now let's take it back to Greek. This is what it would actually say the number of the beast is. Look closer at the symbols. This would mean 666. Now either I'm tripping or this looks very similar to in the name of Allah. Wait a minute. Am I seeing things, or stick with me? John 16:2-3. They will make you outcast from the synagogue. But an hour, remember that word hour, but an hour is coming for everyone who unalives you to think that he is offering service to God. These things they will do because they have not known the Father or me. Now we know in Islam, they say they believe in Jesus, but they don't believe he's the Son of God. And what did Jesus say? 1 John 2:23, whoever denies the Son does not have the Father, but whoever confesses the Son has the Father as well. So it doesn't matter what religion you are, it doesn't matter who you are. If you deny the Son, you don't know the Father. Which is why it says an hour is coming where many will take your life thinking that they're doing it for God, only because they don't know who God actually is. God as in Yahweh. Because when you reject the Son, you reject the Father. Listen, stay with me. I'm not saying this to bash anyone. I'm simply quoting scriptures. It says an hour is coming where people will unalive you thinking they're doing it for God. Now check this out. Sahih Muslim 29:22. I showed y'all the Bible. Now I'm showing y'all what the Muslims go by. The last hour, I told y'all, remember that word hour, the last hour would not come unless the Muslims will fight against the Jews and the Muslims would unalive them until the Jews would hide themselves behind a stone or a tree, and a stone or a tree would say, Muslim or servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me, come and unalive him. Am I tripping, or is these two verses from two different books talking about the same exact hour? What is one of the places that they said the number of the beast would be, which is the number of 666? What is one of the places? The forehead, ladies and gentlemen. In the word, it says the forehead. On that headscarf is the translation to 666. Do you see it? Check this out. Sahih al-Bukhari 2476 says, Allah's messenger said, the hour, pay attention to the hour. The hour will not be established until the Son of Mary, Jesus, descends amongst you as a just ruler. He will break the cross. Lord have mercy. This says he will break the cross, unalive the pigs, which are the Jews and Christians, and abolish the jizya tax. Money will be in abundance so that nobody will accept it. So not only are they teaching a completely different Jesus, but they're believing that Jesus is going to come down and take all of us out. Are you hearing what I'm telling you right now? Listen, do y'all know that in Islam they're waiting for Imam Mahdi, who's supposed to come and restore the true religion on earth? The prophet said the Mahdi will be of my stock, his lineage, and will have a broad forehead, a prominent nose. He will fill the earth with equity and justice as it was filled with oppression and tyranny, and he will rule for 7 years. Now, the crazy part about this is what it says in the Bible that the Antichrist is going to do is exactly what it says in their books what the Mahdi is going to do, just reversed. I don't think y'all hearing me. Listen, this is not a movie. I really hope y'all paying attention and getting wisdom out of this video, because this is very, very deep. Listen to me. I would never wish anything bad on anyone, and I would never, ever take somebody's life because of their religion and their faith. However, it's saying in those books, that's the plan. So my question is this, because Jesus tells us to love our enemies. No matter how bad our enemy, love them. That sounds like peace to me. taking somebody out of this world because they don't believe what you believe doesn't sound like peace to me. Now, I'm sure a lot of Muslims will see this. Listen, I'm just quoting the books. If I'm wrong, let me know. I'm always willing to listen on further information. I'm always willing to listen if the context is wrong. However, it lines up very well, and I do not believe in coincidences. My brothers and sisters, what do y'all think? Leave it in the comments. Love y'all. God bless.
In the state. Human rights and religious freedom experts accuse Modi's government of pushing a radical ideology that believes India is for Hindus only, despite its pluralistic and diverse society.
Real.
The Quran does not say go kill all these people.
Actually, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Surah 9.
Have you read it?
Yes, ma'am. In fact, I have it in my back pocket if you'd like me to read it, because I had a feeling this might come up today. So I brought some verses from the Quran that actually do talk about this. Now, I understand you think there's an explanation. I get that, and I'm grateful for that. But there are verses like this. Surah 9:29, fight those who believe not in Allah, nor the last day, nor hold that forbidden which hath been forbidden by Allah and his messenger, but impose jizya, which is submission, over the infidels. And so you can disgrace them and slaughter them.
Towards the end of times, his name will be my name, and the name of his father will be the name of my father, meaning Muhammad ibn Abdullah.
Shia Islam, which is dominated by Iran, teaches that the Mahdi is already alive and has been hiding for over 1,000 years. Brother Rashid, a former Muslim, hosts a Christian program for Muslims called Daring Questions.
The Shia Muslims, especially the Twelver Shiaism, they believe that he is the 12th Imam, and he was born around 868. So he just disappeared. He's still alive until today. His age is 1155, if you want to. So he's still living somewhere, and one day he will show himself.
Muslims in Iran believe the Mahdi is hiding in this well in the Mosque of Jamkaran. Pilgrims.
Something more. Iran has long vowed to wipe out Israel. Dale Hurd reports Iranian leaders are motivated by a belief that the Jewish state must be eliminated before the return of an Islamic figure known as the Mahdi.
Iran has been indoctrinating its fighters throughout the Middle East in the belief that Israel is the biggest obstacle to the return of the Mahdi, and that there must be an apocalyptic war that destroys both Israel and Jews around the world. Islamic
Manipur police. This video showing dozens of Christian women kneeling, crying, and begging Indian soldiers to stay in their village, fearful of more Hindu attacks. Fighting erupted